Just listen. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Morning.
Morning.
How's jail?
Sir,
How's jail?
shh. That's all right.
Like,
No, it's not a place to be, but it's all right.
why do we have jails? Why do we have jails? Why do we have them?
To sit people down, to think about what they have already done.
For people who cannot conform.
Oh, pause right here. The judge just asked the million-dollar question, why do we have jails? But the deeper point, society's way of sorting order from chaos. What do you think is jail, a solution or a cycle? Let me know in the comments.
To society, because we got people who are just complete chaos.
Mhm.
How long you been in now? Through a month? 2 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Who do you have in your life? Do you have anyone that's willing to watch over you? Mom, dad, anyone? Who do you have?
I got my little brother Pops. You feel me? My aunt. I got in contact with him. What's his name? While I was in there, incarcerated just recently. You feel me? So yeah, I got them.
You know, your lawyer and the state have been working a deal to basically get you out, but you scare me. I mean, you think it's funny. It's not, man. You know?
Did you catch that shift? The judge just said, you scare me. That's not just a dramatic statement, that's a red flag in legal proceedings. If a judge expresses fear, it could mean harsher terms or tighter scrutiny moving forward. Tension rising fast.
I'm trying to just listen to everything you say, though.
Life as a black man in today's society is hard enough as it is. You know, it really, really is. You know, you already under the gun. And with all the shisa that you're picking up now, being on felony probation, you picked up these 5 cases now with us, you're literally killing your chances of ever doing something worthwhile in this life, because you're either going to end up dead or with a 25-year sentence. As a statistic, we have enough statistics. Mr. McGee, you know, how many times has he mucked up or had a DVR or a motion filed upstairs?
One motion, but he also reported November, December 16th, December 31st, and January 13th. He also failed to complete IOP, thinking for a change in the law violation.
Does he have any felony convictions right now? Once you get that felony conviction, it closes so many doors. It's disgusting. It's sick. As far as I can see now, I don't think you have a felony conviction. And I hope and I pray that
This is what's called preventative persuasion. The judge is throwing every real-world consequence on the table. Felony equals no job, no apartment, no loans. If you're watching this thinking it's exaggerated, spoiler alert, it's not.
you do everything in your power to avoid a felony conviction, because I'm telling you, no one hires felons. If you ever want a good job, you want to get a loan for a car, hell, they're not going to give it to you. You want to get an apartment? They don't give apartments to felons, man. Does he have a felony conviction?
Yeah.
You need to do everything in your power to avoid it. Go to WIMAC, do your shisa, get out, and show that you care, because what I see there, you don't care. And if you don't care, they're just going to send your ass to state jail with the felony conviction, and then it's done. Don't become a statistic.
Okay, hold up. That was heavy. The judge offers help phones, shelter, even money, but the warning is clear. Play the game or get 25 years. This is that classic moment where the gavel drops emotionally, even if not legally. Let's hope he listens.
We're going to reset this case tomorrow because they want to talk to the complaining witness in this case. We're going to try to resolve this so that you can work on and go get on to WIMAC to better yourself. If you ever need anything, Just talk to her, come back here. We can give you whatever you want. If you want a cell phone, you want a tablet, you want a place to stay, eat, money, we'll get it for you. But don't run the streets because you're going to end up dead or with a 25-year sentence. Stop. Grow up. So we'll put them on for tomorrow. Come back, write it up, and we'll get it done.
All right, maybe.
Don't become a felon. All right.
Moving on, young Mr. Quaylar here, Judge. He's got a WI, first time, no priors. The situation is he missed court last time because he moved back to Victoria. He lives.
Mr. Cuellar does what Mr. Cuellar wants to do without regard to court orders.
It looks that way, Judge, but he's been in good communication with me. I've talked to the family. His grandparents adopted him. He was actually in Houston to visit his biological father recently, and that's when this incident happened. And since then, he's actually moved back. His aunt is here. He's got family support. But I've talked to the family at length, and I've talked to him. Chief is okay with us, having a time served deal. We want to get it done today so he can move back. He's enrolled in school. He understands the severity of having this conviction, but he's got family. They have a business. He's going to be going to school and working there.
Who's here with him?
Well, I think they stepped outside, but his aunt and I think your grandfather is here. You want me to go get him real quick?
Please.
Okay. Your Honor, this is his aunt. The grandparents are outside, but she has a young toddler, so the grandparents are watching the toddler. But she knows the situation. She's,
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you for coming.
Come on in. So I've explained to the judge his current situation with him living with the grandparents in Victoria and how you guys are supporting him. We have this time served deal that the judge is considering so that, we can wrap up this case so that he can move back home, work for the family, go to school, everything that we talked about.
Yes.
He just always wants to make sure that as a young person, he has support. He knows exactly what's facing him before we do anything that he can never get back. So this plea that he wants to do, it's got its pros and cons that we talked about. So that's why the judge asked me to bring you here so that if you have anything to add or anything, so that he can consider it, so that he can make up his mind whether or not he's going to let Diego take the time served deal.
Okay.
Please, just tell me about, would he be approved for the PTI program?
He's already been approved for that, Judge. It's a 1-3. I've talked to him at length about that. It's just something that he and his family does not feel that they can accomplish with all the.
Because he can't stay clean.
Judge,
That's it.
they have some financial difficulties. So anyways,
Money is of no difference. I could care less about the money. When you take,
well, on a PTI program, Judge, I know you don't on defers and stuff like that, but on PTI, there's not a lot of wiggle besides the $300 DA fee. That's about it. In terms of the machine, in terms of monthly, they're pretty rigid by that. So I know you feel differently and your deferred is, but PTI is just,
that's complete.
PTI is just a hard rock, Judge, especially for economical reasons. Anyway.
Back when I was staff divisions too, I could tell good long here it is now, these,
I've barked up that tree many times, Judge.
Here's the thing.
Now this right here, half ES effort gets half ES results. That's not just courtroom wisdom, life advice in its rawest form. the defendant has a shot to walk away clean. What would you do in his shoes? Plead and risk it, or grind through rehab and walk away free?
You're going to pay for this one way or the other. It's whether you either get this case dismissed and go through this program, or whether you take a conviction and then end up with all these surcharges from DPS, end up with a license suspension, have to pay DPS for all these other fines and fees, not to mention your insurance skyrocketing because of this DWI. Insurance rates now are absolutely bonkers because of how insurance companies are molesting us now as it is. It doesn't get better when you plead to a DWI and it goes on your record. It'll get 3 times, 4 times as worse. You're going to pay for it one way or the other. When you take a half-ass approach to something in life, you will get a half-ass result. There is a program now that you are approved to be in to get this case dismissed. All you have to do are 3 little things.